Hong Kong Direct is your weekly racing roundup full of news, views, previews, interviews and special guests. And coming up on a big show today, we're looking ahead to the start of the four-year-old Classic Series a week on Sunday. Who are the big players? Joe Moreira riding those first two candidates there. That's Tourbillon Diamond in Rich Delight. Joe Moreira again. Who did he choose for the four-year-old series, which starts off a week on Sunday? And amongst other things, we're catching up with Antoine Hamelin, been weighing in with the French star with 9 rides on the weekend as well. Very warm welcome to the show. I'm Andrew Lejeune. Please say I'm joined by South China Morning Post journalist in Trenton Acres. And Trenton, outside of the four-year-old series that weekend, the 24th, we've also got a Group 1 double-header as well as Centenary Sprint Cup and the Stewards Cup. Looking forward to that. It's a great little weekend of racing, isn't it? It doesn't feel like that long ago we had the international races in December, and these ones have rolled around, and the good horses are back out to play again. So it's good. It always seems like something's on the horizon at the moment this time of year, doesn't it? It certainly does. Yeah, we'll have a look at some of those Group 1 horses trialling in the show as well. Waikuku back to defend his crown in the Stewards Cup, but of course he's got the not small matter of having to beat Golden 60 if he's going to do that. Yeah, well, that's the question now. How do they beat this horse? It's no mean feat, is it? But he's a class horse, Waikuku, and his run on International Day was pretty good considering he was first up for a long time. And there's another horse called Rise High in the race as well, who I reckon would give it a real shake. Absolutely, and he was one of the horses that broke Beauty Generation's winning run as well, didn't he? Yeah, that was Rise High. We'll see him in the trials as well in due course. We'll start though with the four-year-old Classic Series and the Classic Mile as well. We've been out and about to catch up with some of the local professionals and their picks, not only on the Classic Mile but the whole Derby scene itself.
I'm going to take Healthy Happy. I thought he won well on debut in Class 3. He came out with his second start and he got a bit of trouble turning for home. Then he came out and won a Class 2 level. I think he's still on the up. I think he's going to see out the mile very well. I think the Classic Mile is right up his alley. We'll see what he can do for the second leg and the third leg, but I think the Classic Mile is a good chance, and he seems to be floating under the radar a little bit. A nice on-pace ride should see him show his best.
Leader Healthy Happy, Band of Brothers through, zipping up the inside. Band of Brothers, Healthy Happy. Here's a go. Healthy Happy still in front, heads up and down. Healthy Happy won the last.
Now I'm going to go with Tourbillon Diamond, another former Australian galloper. I think he's been really, really good since he's arrived in Hong Kong. He's only had the 2 starts. If you'd asked me this probably before he arrived, I thought he would have been, a bit more one pace, looking for further, but his last start win over the mile was really good. His recent trials I thought was outstanding, and I think Denny Shum's done a great job with this horse, and I'm excited to see him go through all 3 legs of the four-year-old series.
Tourbillon Diamond's a neck away on his outside. Circuit 3 ahead. Tourbillon Diamond drives at him. He's gone to the lead, Tourbillon Diamond, and he wins the last.
Well, I'm going with Packing Waltham. I thought his runs to date have been quite good, actually. He's only had the 4 runs, but in my opinion, I think he's probably been carrying a bit of condition on 3 occasions, and he just seems to have had enough time to possibly have settled in. Now, on the sire side, he doesn't look like he'd probably get the distance, but overseas he's already done that, over 1,800 and also 2,000 metres. It was on polytrack and fibre sand, but I'm hoping that he can do it on the turf.
Packing Waltham through the middle. Tianchi Monster not far away with Beer again in 79. Packing Waltham has found the front here. Glorious Artist going a huge race out wider at the post.
Really looking forward to the series. I think it's a really even one, but the horse I'm most looking forward to seeing is Shadow Hero from the David Hayes stable. He's a 2-time Group 1 winner in Australia, over 1,600 metres and 2,000 metres, so the distances won't be a problem for him. He's had 2 starts in Hong Kong and been pretty solid, and I think he'll take improvement from that. And he trialled recently, and I think he's going to be right into the series.
I've gone for Sky Darcy. I think in the lead-up form, he has the best form. He's the highest rated horse, and the handicappers' ratings always do carry some weight, if you'll pardon the pun, in this series. These horses have been racing in Class 1s and Group 3s like him and Lucky Express. They go back against their own age at level weights, and they do have some sort of advantage. And they've been through some tough racing as well, so mentally it switches them on. So Sky Darcy, he's got all the tools. He's got a really nice turn of foot. He relaxes. I don't think he'll have any trouble with the mile. And quite often these class horses, they will run the longer distances as well against their own age group. So I'm pretty comfortable with Sky Darcy on top. I don't think he's a standout, but I do think that he deserves to be the first choice.
Sky Darcy's coming through in the middle. Late at them, Super Oasis, but he's Lucky Express. Sky Darcy, three-way go. Sky Darcy.
And he trained by Casper Fownes. Joe Moreira will be in the saddle again a week on Sunday, riding Sky Darcy. I imagine he had a few chances or options to go with as well. Now, Trenton, probably a good barometer there, and this fact that we've asked 5 people for their long-range Derby picks in the Classic Mile as well, and we came up with 5 different horses.
Yeah, well, there's no golden 60s in the lot, is there, from last year, that's for sure. But that's not knocking it either. It's the handicapping ratings will show how even it is. I reckon it's a really interesting year in the sense that you've got a PPG like Sky Darcy that's gone all the way up from Class 4 to be the top rider, and then you've got these really highly rated imports from overseas as well who are kind of still finding their feet. So it's a very even series.
Alan, touching on the point there at the end, Sky Darcy does have the big ratings, like triple figure rating, 103, so off level weights. You know, he's basically his best in as far as the mile is concerned. And Joe has gone with him above Excellent Proposal, who was disappointing. Yeah. There's no other word for it last weekend.
Yeah, well, going into last week, you would have, I think most people would have had Excellent Proposal as the top seed, wouldn't they? So it was a bit of a shock to the system when he didn't really offer much, did he? Which I'm happy to excuse at first go back off a long break because before that, at the start of the season, he was outstanding, I thought. So, I mean, it's a good pickup ride for Blake Shin, that's for sure.
It certainly is. Yeah, so as far as you're concerned, the Derby's a long way off, but who's on your short list there, and what are you thinking about the Classic Mile? We're still to know the final field for the mile, of course, and barrier draws and everything else, but what are your early thoughts?
Looking long term, I think the Derby, it's hard to go past Shadow Hero, I think. You know, the 2-time Group 1 winner, he's got class on his side. He's still taking a little bit to find his feet. They're taking the blinkers off, which I think is interesting. He did race well with them in Australia. So he would be my Derby pick at this stage, but over the shorter trips, I'm happy to try something like, you know, a Healthy Happy or a Lucky Express, one of these horses that's probably considered more of a short distance horse and stepping up. I think that's the great thing about the miles, that you get these sprinters that are stepping up and the middle distance horses that are kind of dropping back in trips. So I'm happy to try something with a bit of speed. So Healthy Happy, I think, might be, you know, decent value on the day. All
right, I'm a big fan of his as well. And the last 2 winners of the mile, of course, have gone on to win the Derby itself as well. So it is obviously a key trial there. Not only the Classic Mile, though, a week on Sunday, the 2 Group 1s. Let's have a look at what we've got in store. Can't wait for that then, the 24th for the 2 Group 1s and the first leg of the 4-year-old Classic Series as well. Beat the clock, not back to defend his crown, which won the last 2 runnings of the Centenary Sprint Cup, but John Size has won the last 3. Can he make it 4? Now, as we head off to the break, we'll go to the trial file with some of the big names out and about at Sha Tin as well in action. We'll start off with one of the biggest names of all, that is Golden 60.
Golden 60's been wide throughout, and he's just ambling up on the outside without being extended. Next is Rise High, who's following Golden 60, and Panfielder's next. Southern Legend given a good stretch out now past the 200-metre mark. Rise High finishes off well. Falcon Turbo's on the inside. Quiet trial from Golden 60, but it's an easy one for Southern Legend. Has beaten an impressive Rise High. It is California Deep Shot near the furlong leading. Waikuku moves up stylishly, 3 up with Lucky Express between them. They're well clear of the other 2. He gets to work Chadwick on California Deep Shot to keep the lead, and he will. California Deep Shot all of the way. Unextended Waikuku and Lucky Express 2nd and 3rd. Computer Patch still leading. We the South is next to the inside, and 3 up is Hot King Prawn. They've snuck away from Hey Pal. Computer Patch is being pushed along. We the South is trialling really nicely against the rail. Hot King Prawn 3 up. It's Computer Patch in front, given a strong hit out over the last furlong, and Computer Patch beat We the South. Handy trial from him. Hot King Prawn third.